I'm going to show you how to create lists in Facebook and then how to add friends to that list so that you can easily invite them to any events that you might create in Facebook. Starting off from your home page and your timeline, over here on the left side you'll have friend lists. Click on that. And now, because I haven't created the list yet, I'll click on Create List, give it a name, Toastmasters, and we're going to add the members outside of this box. So I'll create. And now from here, if I click on Manage List, Edit, you can also click in the middle there where it says Add Friends to List. Now, there are no friends on the list yet, so if I change this from on the list to all of my friends, I'll get the friends. And then we'll just add a couple of people to it. Okay. And now you see over here on the right, it shows the friends that are actually on this list. So the next step I do is to use this list in an event. Alright, so we've created a list, and now we're going to go to our page for our club to create an event. So from your home screen where you have your timeline, or here I'm in my lists screen, if I click on Pages, and then I click over here on More, Your Pages. Now I need to be an administrator of the page, and that's why we're here. I click on Willow's Voices Toastmasters, and this I've already set up, and we've added content to it. From here, we're going to create the event. If I click on Events, we can see what we already have posted. And it shows those that we've created in the past. I like to use the events that I've made in the past and just reuse the text and things like that. So if I click on the one we had from last week, I like to grab the text from here, add that to my clipboard, and now we go back and create an event. I'm going to create. We'll leave the photo. That's just grabbing it from our home page. And this will be club meeting. I'm going to paste that text that I copied. For a category, I haven't found a good category. Not that this is used widely, but either in interests as a meetup or under learning as a workshop or a class. They don't have anything in here that really would address a club. So with that in mind, it doesn't make a big difference because in the end people aren't doing a lot of searching by category. So I'll pick meetup. We'll assign a keyword here. Yes, it's free admission. And then for the link where we go to, I'm going to go and capture the link that I like to paste here. This is actually our club website, since we don't actually have tickets, but I like to give them more information that they can link to. I click in this space, and I'm going to paste the URL. And we don't have to worry about these other things. Anyone can post, that's fine. And we'll display a guest list. Why not? That'll show other people who are here and have clicked on that they're attending. It'll show their name in the list. And by the way, before we go further, you can actually schedule these. So I could come in here and schedule them for the whole month or several months all at one time and then have them show up on our timeline. In this case, I'm just going to publish this. This is for our club meeting coming up. Before we go too much further, we want to make sure we set the date right, and that is Friday, and the time is AM, and it's at 7. And it goes from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. By the way, we'd love to have you join us. It's free, and it's a lot of fun. And when you're done, you actually learn something. I'll click Publish. Now my event is created. The next thing is to actually share this with people. If I click on the share button and then invite friends, it brings up a dialog with all my friends. Over here under suggested, if I click more, I can get to all of my lists. I'm going to click on Toastmasters. And now these are the people that I've added to that list for Toastmasters. Really easy. I click on Select All. I click on Send Invitations. In my example, I only invited the people that I already added to the list for Toastmasters. But in fact, you can invite any of your friends. Don't limit it just to the people who are already in Toastmasters. Invite those other friends you have that you think might be interested. There you go. Now they'll get the message in Facebook and they'll have a chance to show their interest or that they're attending or that they decline. And that's where you'll see the numbers here. We've invited 2. We'll find out if they respond. Now I'm going to go back and add more of the people that I know from Toastmasters and I'm connected to them on Facebook. But that's a starting point. I really want to get connected to the people who aren't already in Toastmasters. To do that, we're going to work with Facebook groups. This is where we can use those groups that we joined earlier. First, if you click on the share and then share in newsfeed. Now before I share this in any groups, I like to share it on my own timeline, and I might even invite people to come to my meeting. And I hit post. Note I leave this as share on your own timeline and make sure that this is set to public. If your default settings are for any other settings, then you'll need to switch this, but make sure it's public so everybody can see it. And then I hit post. So that puts it on my own timeline. I also want to share this in the groups that are communities in my area. So when I click on share, share in newsfeed, now I can click on share on your own timeline and instead say share in a group. Now I type the group name. You should know what the groups are that you're already a member. For example, I start to type the group in and I get Bothell Community. We're looking for groups that are community specific. For example, well, look at this. We've already got people liking. This is the power right here. You can see the power of these shares. People are going to see that, and the more it gets liked, the higher it's going to show in people's timelines. Meanwhile, I'm going to pick Bothell Community. It's important that you pick those that are regional, that are specific to your area, rather than special interest groups. Generally, people don't really like it when you post things that are not related to the interest group in their groups. So be very conscious of that. Check the rules on the group before you post. And when in doubt, ask the moderator before you post anything. Now here again, I can say the same thing. And in fact, what I'll oftentimes do is simply share what I've already shared on my timeline. Also, if I capture this text to my clipboard, then when I share to the community, that's been posted. I repeat that same process, share in a news feed, share on your own timeline to a group name. Now I happen to be a member of about a dozen different community related groups because we have so many communities here in the area. So I like to post it in each of these. And I'll repeat that process for all of the groups. The idea is the more of these groups that you get it shared, the more visibility you'll have and the more possible people that you'll get to come and visit. Understand that they may or may not come the first time you post this, but just remember that if you post this week after week, people will get interested. They'll see it, and one of those times they'll actually show up. So keep posting. The next step will be to like those posts, and as we've already seen, someone's already liked the post that I made already. That will help to improve the visibility. And so the next thing to do is for everyone in your club who's on Facebook, they should come to this event and like it. And if we start from the home page, first I'll click on home. If each member goes to pages And then they should have already liked the club's page. For me, I'm going to more your pages because I'm actually the administrator. And in here, if we go to events, now I've already liked it, but you and all of your club members should be liking this page. Also, if we go back to my home and then to my groups, and I happen to have a shortcut for it because I've made a shortcut for it, but even if not, if you look over here that you can go into your groups and it'll display all of them, and then you'll go to the group of your choice. Now I'm going to save from looking through all of them and just go to my shortcut. I'm a member of a lot of groups, like I said. I scroll down. This community happens to have their rules published and pinned to the top. And we'll have to look a little bit here, but we'll find it. There it is. So if I click like, now everybody should try to join the similar groups. For example, everybody in our club should make it a point to join this group, the Bothell community. Therefore, they can come in here and like that same event. By that, everyone will come in here and see just how many people there really are that are participating, and it gets a lot more attention. So with that, that's a great starting point for promoting your club on Facebook. Cheers!